Hello and welcome to my Soul Talk series. This is a series where we really get down to the soul level of our guests who are women, entrepreneurs who are here on a mission, and they have a soul purpose, part of which is to inspire you and those that come into touch with them. So I would love to introduce to you today Millen Livis. But I don't think I can introduce her in the way that I know she can. So she's going to tell you a little bit about who she is. So welcome, Millen, to the Soul Talk series. Tell everyone a little bit about yourself.
Hi, Brenda. Thank you so much for having me, and hello to your listeners. I'm very honored to be part of your series. And to answer your question, who am I? Right now, I'm a mentor to women, to powerful women who want to get empowered financially. I'm also a best-selling author. I published books. You can find them on Amazon. I'm a successful entrepreneur, mother, and wife. So we chatted a little bit before, and you asked me what brought me to where I am right now. I forgot to mention I also live in two countries. I live half of the year in South Florida and half a year in south of France. So, needless to say, I love my life, and I love my clients. And, I guess most importantly is that I really enjoy now what I do, because it's very important to feel fulfilled. That's the ultimate goal of life, I guess, to enjoy and feel fulfilled with everything that you have and everything that you are. So my story started back in Soviet Union, what used to be Soviet Union. I came to the United States almost 30 years ago from Lithuania, which was part of Soviet Union. And when we came to the States, I didn't even speak English. I was well educated. I had master's degree in physics, but when you don't speak language, it's very hard to do anything. So I started. My beginning was very humble. We didn't have money, like I said, so I was happy to have minimum wage as a florist assistant. And it took me. I bought time to learn self-teach English, and then in 1 year I was hired as a consultant for one of the biggest brokerage company on Wall Street, Merrill Lynch. And then from there, I worked for really major Wall Street companies for many years, and became executive. And at some point, it didn't feel right. Like when you feel that something is just dying inside. And at first it was a very small feeling, and then it grew and grew. And I thought, I have to do something. So, because there was no clarity at this time, I said, I want to go to the best business school in this country, and it will give me confidence to be, to maybe become a even bigger executive, or maybe do something else. So I left and went to study business at the Wharton Business School, one of the toughest business schools in the country. And guess what? When I graduated, I still didn't have clarity. What is it that I want to do now with this prestigious golden degree, like everybody was saying? Mm-hmm. And I didn't want to go back to corporate America. I'm very, I call myself a freedom lover. I'm a very independent thinker. I really value freedom in any aspect of life. So I didn't want to continue feeling myself kind of stuck in an environment that was not allowing me to flourish. So I decided not to go to corporate America, and I wasn't sure exactly what to do. So I felt that, if I have wealth, it will give me freedom and time to find what I want to do. So because I learned how to invest in the stock market when I was working on Wall Street, and I had savings, I decided to start my investment company. So I started investment company, trading, invest in my own assets, and also started, as part of this company, I got business partners, and we started investing in real estate. And guess what? In a couple of years later, it was a major crash in the market in the United States. So I lost a lot of money, like really a lot. And my business partners started asking for money back. So needless to say, my financial situation was really miserable. In addition to this, when I graduated from the business school, I didn't feel that it was right for me to stay in a marriage that I had at this time. So I actually left my husband as well. So everything at the same time. And I was scared to death. I was like, what am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. But you know what? I was following what I call now feel-good compass. Like when I would imagine what would happen if I stay where I am in corporate America with a marriage that it doesn't work. And I felt so lifeless. And then I would imagine what would happen if I take chances in life and do something with it. And it felt exciting. So that's what I did. But the story doesn't end there.
No, I know that, but I do want to, because you said a few things that are really getting down into that soul level, and it's about listening to that little voice and feeling empty and knowing that there was something more. But you didn't just do that on one occasion, because you did it in the beginning. You went away, you got your qualifications, and you built up a business, and it crashed. And again, that little voice came, and something inside you, which I would call intuition. It's that creativeness. It's that voice. Particularly women and with their creative energy are so in tune to that. So that wants me to explore with you what I call being, where we're being, we could be happy, or we're just being human, and we're just being who we are. So you were just being Millen. And so when this little voice came, did that begin a spiritual journey within you, Millen?
You know what? It's not. It was not a straight line for me. So I don't have like a simple answer here, because it was a process for me to really start shifting my values, so to speak, right? Because I was trained as a scientist, and so my logical mind was so strong, and my ego was also quite strong. So I always felt that success in life, my identity in life, will link to my work, to my job, to my position, to my marriage, to So when I myself decided that, this job doesn't work, this marriage doesn't work for me, and then this business that I was building started falling apart as well, and then I got into a car accident, so my house was damaged. I suddenly realized that I don't know who I am anymore. My identity was not clear anymore. So I felt so lost, and I felt somewhat stupid, because guess what? I myself put myself in this situation. But you know what? It was like kind of a distraction, so the new roots could form, and new values and new priorities would form. So anyway, when I was like, I call it at the bottom of the barrel, the only option that I had left was to surrender, to become still, and to connect to what you call soul, and we all call soul, to our highest self. So I kind of paused, my external life, And I really took time to heal and connect. And during this time, I learned how to meditate. I became a yoga instructor and meditation instructor. And I started to see bigger picture in life. My perspective changed. My values changed. You know, now I say I measure success by the amount of joy in my life.
Beautiful.
So, and so that's how my personal transformation, it was like, I see it like a big ship that was, you know, heading in one direction and then suddenly started shift in a different direction. And you know what, the other day I was thinking, like, I wish we all would come with operating manuals like humans. Okay, I came here to be Millen, will become a, you know, executive on Wall Street, will get, you know, this amount of money, will build this corporation or whatever. We don't have this, right?
No.
So, and the reason is that, you know, that all the experiences that we have in life, the goal of them, from my perspective, is to expand your soul, to expand experiences of your soul, and do, you know, experience this contrast. Because if you don't experience contrast in life, you cannot appreciate what really important to you and what you value. Because it was time in my life when I thought that, you know, if I have money, because when we came we didn't have money, I would be happy. And guess what? I made a lot of money when I was working on Wall Street, but it didn't give me happiness. Because ultimately happiness is not something that, you know, you can chase and gain. It's, you know, it should be habit, right? It should be your habit to feel that way.
Yeah, that's sorry to interject you there, but I just have to share this, you know, and there's something else I want to say that I know that you've just written about, and you know, the happiness. And today I put out a post on social media that you don't find happiness. Happiness is a path. And you know exactly what you've seen. You know, we all think, including myself, oh, if I've got more money I'll be happy, if I've got this I'll be happy. And actually, as you know, when you go and chase all those things, if you are grounded in yourself and have connected, I love that word that you've used, and surrender, it is about surrendering. Absolutely. Then you can't begin to build that happiness because it's from within. And then we just expand. I love your vocabulary. I mean, it just so resonates with my own message as well. But what I love that I've read that you've written recently, and you've been touching on it, I'm not too sure that you've used the term yet, but you talked about your defining moments. You know, so we've heard of some of those defining moments that brought you to that place of really connecting with who you are and who you are, the being that you are. So with this being, and would you say you were on your path now in Millen?
Well, I just want to mention something about defining moments. Like,
Okay.
everybody has defining moments in life, right? And maybe situations when, if you take this path, you know, you will have certain experiences. Or if you take another path, you will be on a completely different pathway in your life. So whatever you choose, and I, you know, in my writing, I shared my story. Whatever you choose, don't choose from the place of fear, right? Because ultimately fear is a game of your mind, but it's not who you are. Every time when I had situation like when, you know, my daughter was born and it was very challenging situation, or when I had to decide if I want to stay in a country of origin that was very discriminative, etc., or with my job or with my marriage, I cannot honestly say that I didn't experience fear. I did.
Of course.
But I didn't allow this fear to I didn't make my decisions from the place of fear. I didn't allow this fear to stop me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to share this with you listeners that, if you're going through the challenging time, first of all, it will not last forever.
Yes.
And secondly, whatever you do, make sure that you don't follow the trap that fear and this ego-based thinking may lead you to. Choose based on what feels good inside. What feels good inside, because and honor this feeling, honor your intuition. Even sometimes when it seems so scary, like I said, I was scared shitless when I was, living comfortable marriage, when I was living comfortable job. It was so scary, and I was saying, like, are you sure what you know what you're doing? And the answer was no. But I was following my feel good compass.
You know what? That is absolutely beautiful. I love how you've called it a compass, because it's about finding that and then following that path in that direction where that light is, and where you can illuminate your own light to widen that path to see beyond, so you can expand into it. It's beautiful. So I would like for you to share how you've taken all of this transformation. The word, you've used that yourself to say you've been transformed. How have so you were in business before, how do you bring that now into your business so that you can actually stand in who you are, your soul power, and just radiate like a diamond, and be brilliant? How do you do that from this new place, from this energy from within, rather than the mindset, as you'd said earlier?
I just want to tell you and your listeners that I deeply believe that our most challenging experiences become best credentials for helping others. And in my life, I had quite a lot of adversities, and I never thought that at some point they will help me to find my life purpose. I was staying in a job that I didn't enjoy because I felt that I needed to support myself. I would not be able to do something else if I don't. I at some point was staying in a marriage that was not working for me, because I wasn't sure if I can make it there on my own.
Yes.
So these experiences and the fact that I'm an active investor and I'm a successful entrepreneur, these experiences, and I met so many women that go through very similar situation that I do. They stay in the loveliest marriages or loveliest relationships, or they stay at the work that they really, really hate, and they don't feel that there is anything else that's possible for them to do, because they will not be able to support themselves. So I decided, and it became my mission, that I want to empower women financially. So
Beautiful.
they will never, and they will learn how to make money work for them. So they will never be in a position where they have to stay in a relationship or work just because they're afraid that they will not be able to make it there. So that's how I kind of my whole pathway, my all experiences in life brought me to the point where I said, that's what my mission is, that's what my purpose is. And that's why I wrote the book, A Shift Toward Abundance.
Yes.
Because where I shared with other women how I made it, what I think is important. And that's why I'm teaching now, like I'm creating a Lasting Wealth Academy, where I want my clients to emerge into the world of creating wealth, which, by the way, is not just financial wealth.
Yes.
I call it the millionaire method. It's 4 dimensions, which include mindset, connecting to the universe. I call it living magic, as well as practical skills like managing your money, calculating what is the amount of money that you need to have to become financially independent, and how to get there through learning how to invest in the stock market and real estate. So that's what I teach right now. So it's so exciting for me to see that all my experiences and challenges and knowledge and successes and failures finally brought me to the point where I could give back and share with other women so they will feel more confident and more inspired about their lives as I do, as I feel right now.
It's beautiful, and Millen, I couldn't agree more with you. And as a creator of Pivotal Moments, where the first volume's about to be released now, I've got 32 co-authors in that book, and it's the same for them. Exactly what you've described to us, and every journey is unique, and it's like, but they've had to face a struggle, they've had to surrender. I call it a pivotal moment, and but it's the same. It's where you get to that point where you're at the darkest, and it's the enough is enough, just like you have beautifully described for us today in your journey. And I thank you for sharing that, because sharing your story takes courage, because you're showing your vulnerabilities, but the thing about that is it connects us on that human level. It connects us actually more, it connects us at a soul level, because we understand that struggle is part of our life purpose, so that we can then spread that light for others. So that takes us on nicely to the third part that I would like to hear what your thoughts are. So I'm a soul confidence coach, and we've talked a lot about mindset in the beginning, and we've got right down into our soul. How would you describe soul confidence for you? How does it show up, and how is it manifesting, and how you're inspiring women today?
How would I define soul confidence? I would say trusting that you are divine. You were created for a purpose, and therefore you are spark of divine source.
Yes.
And as a spark of divine source, you are loved, and you are important, and you are valued, and your existence matter. So I want your listeners to know that there is no need to compare yourself or your path with everybody, because your soul is unique. Your soul blueprint is unique. Your path is unique. And sometimes, like I said, we don't come with operating manuals. Sometimes it's not easy to find what is it, this purpose, what is it that this mission that you were meant to execute in this lifetime. But as you live and as you explore life and as you enjoy life, it will become more and more clear. And it doesn't have to be something big. For different people, it's very different path. But as long as you enjoy life and love yourself, I really believe that self-love is an agent to success. If you hate yourself, if you don't feel that you're worthy, that you're important, it's very, very, very hard to succeed. Yes. So love yourself, take care of your physical health. I'm saying this to you and myself.
Yes.
And take care of your emotional health as well. And as a financial empowerment coach, I suggest that you also take care of your financial health, because when you have financial challenges, it's not easy to be emotionally grounded. So it's all, our experiences in life are all interconnected. So I think it's like the whole package that you were born with. Just enjoy every day, every moment. And if you have challenges, just know that they will not last.
Absolutely.
Right? So just definitely see, have a big vision for yourself, and believe that one day, maybe it will not happen on your timing, maybe it will happen on divine timing. It will happen, and maybe even better than you ever imagined, which is the case with me, for example.
Yeah, and you know, I concur with that. You know, I can't believe where my life is 2 years down the line from having lived 25 years of teaching. And I thought I was going to be a teacher till I died, just like you thought you were going to, you know, be this Wall Street CEO, when in fact you did have to learn all those skills, because now your purpose is to inspire women to have their own wealth and create that, so that they don't have to rely on anyone else. That archaic way of thinking, we're moving with the feminine energy, we're rising and getting into our creative side and being. And that's why for me being is so connected with the work that I do. And when I'm having these conversations, as I say, soul conversations, and you know, Millen, I have loved everything you've said. It is so powerful, it is so strong, it's full of conviction, it's full of soul confidence, and you know, and I can see right now how you're shining and that you're in alignment. You're talking about your own 4 pillars. It is having each one in balance and in harmony, so that we're aligned, so that we can have that beautiful flow, what I call flow. And it's beautiful. So Milne, tell us what you're working on, and so that just before we wrap up, what you're currently working on, Milne.
Brendan, I'm sorry, I think I had a problem with internet connection. Could you please repeat the question? I just had the message that my internet connection is unstable. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry, that's okay. So Millen, so here we are again. I just want to ask you again about that soul confidence. And I know you've got something burning inside that you want to say about soul confidence. So please share with us what that is.
Yeah, I just, just something that came to mind again, or to heart, maybe I should say, came to heart, that confidence doesn't come from, what job you have, or what business you have, or how much money you have in your bank account, or, whether you're married or not married, have children or not children. It comes from peace inside, from peace, sense of peace about who you are, where you are in life, and what you're doing, and what your path is, and why you are where you are. Just have this peace inside, and know that everything will work out in the best possible way. Because just like every tree has a seed that ultimately will grow into something, you were meant to grow into something. So don't worry about, what if you don't succeed, if you don't accomplish. Do your best, and this seed that you were born with will flourish. Just allow with your self-love, with your positive outlook on your circumstances, on your life, with bigger perspective on what is happening in your life. Allow this seed that you were born with to flourish, and it will. So I just wanted to add this, because I think it's important for people, for women, especially for women, to know that whatever they dream about will come about. Just don't give up, no matter what. Just don't give up, even when you make 2 steps forward and 5 steps back. Ultimately, as long as you don't keep going, you're bound to succeed.
Absolutely. I think Walt Disney says, if you can dream it, you can achieve it, whatever. And he was a big dreamer, as we know. So just to finish off then, Millen, tell us what you are currently working on, so that if anyone listening and they know they want to empower themselves more in wealth, as you said, it's not just financial wealth, but your 4 pillars. So give us something that can inspire us. So what you're working on right now.
I have a goosebumps. I'm so excited because I'm in the finishing touches of offering my what I call Lasting Wealth Academy training. So this training is for women who see themselves financially independent at some point in their lives, who value freedom, who want to become wealthy so they could give more and be more. So this training is a very hands-on, and it has, like you said, 4 pillars. So I call it four dimensions. And obviously, one dimension is mindset, because we need to make sure that you have a wealth mindset, not scarcity mindset, and that we remove all the money blocks. Another dimension is you need to be able to connect to the high source or universe, and have this connection to help you, to guide you. So I call it living magic dimension. And another one, so these are kind of like a mindset and spiritual aspects of creating wealth. And then I have practical aspects. I want you to emerge in a world where you know how to manage money. I call it savvy money management. So I teach how to get rid of debt, how to accumulate savings so you will have seeds for your wealth. And the fourth dimension is strategic investing, because I want to teach you how to invest in the stock market, how to invest in real estate, how to structure your portfolio so you have diversified assets across different asset classes, so you will not put yourself in jeopardy if stock market crashes or real estate crashes. So you know how to handle investing in a smart way, in a strategic way. So that's what I teach. And like I said, I'm in the finishing touches. I'm so excited. I also want to offer training on Bitcoins and cryptocurrencies, what they are, how to buy them, why to buy them, what is the role of this in your investing portfolio. I also want to teach how to be a mindful investor, because, for me, for example, I don't buy McDonald's because I don't believe in fast food, etc. So I vote with my money for companies that I want to flourish and expand. That's what I call mindful or socially responsible investing. So I teach all of this stuff, and I'm so excited because I see my clients right now, within like weeks of taking, I offered another program called Activate Effortless Wealth, and I cannot tell you, like my heart seeing, like when I hear the feedback from them, the changes in their lives, how they, feel grateful and feel joyful every day. It became a habit. So that's another program that I already offer, and I offer this program right now at 50% discount. It's called Activate Effortless Wealth. And your followers also can find my books on Amazon called A Shift Toward Abundance, A Shift Toward Purpose. Finally, free download. I really want to invite them to download. It's called Wealth Planner on my website. Dare to Change Life, DARE,
Oh, yes.
Change Life.
I'm so glad you mentioned that, because actually I had made a note and I was so absorbed in what you were saying. I forgot to get that out, because I think that's right. It's daring, and I love that word, because it's about being brave and courageous and just doing it anyway, just facing the fear and doing it, because it will be for your greater good.
Yeah. So again, it's Dare to Change Life /plan, and they can download this wealth planner. It's very, very useful. It helps you to organize your thoughts and feel better about yourself and your life. And I always open to to talk to someone who wants to see what is next, maybe for her. And like I said, I chose to work only with women. So, if you have clients who are men, sorry, I cannot offer my services. So that's my focus, right? You have to be focused.
So it has to be focused. Absolutely, clarity with focus gives you the drive. So I just want to ask one more question for people who are watching, for the women who are watching. can women come to you at any stage in their sort of wealth mindset? Can they come if they how am I trying to say this? You know, do they have to be a certain level before they can come and work with you, or is there any prerequisite?
Okay, it depends on the answer is it depends on the program, right?
Okay.
Because I also offer Mastermind, where I actually hold their hand when they invest in the stock market or they buy new properties.
Okay.
So for that, they definitely need to go through my academy, because that's where I teach the everything, right?
Okay.
However, if they if they just starting out, they just need to start. I always say, start where you are. Don't worry about 100 steps from now. Start with the first step. So the first step definitely would be probably activate effortless wealth, because we need to clear the fear. We need to clear the fear and worries and anxiety and money blocks. And the next step is my Lasting Wealth Academy, because in this academy, you will get everything from A to Z. You will have all the tools. You will have all the, you will emerge in a environment where you have no choice but become confident financially and empowered. It's like, when you want to speak language, you need to emerge in the environment.
Yes.
I didn't speak French until I started living there. Now I do. So it's very important to immerse yourself in this kind of like financial wellness and financial fitness environment. And that's what Academy will do. You will be in this environment. You will speak the lingo of finances and stock market and real estate and bonds and funds and index funds. And, I teach all of this. And I'm not someone like, who not approachable. You can see that I'm quite approachable, right? So because my ultimate goal is to see my clients win and enjoy life, and see that money can be a great tool for fulfillment, for joy, for happiness. It's a tool. It's not the end. To me, money is a means to an end, right? Not the ultimate result.
No.
Goal, right?
And obviously with money you can achieve more, and allows you to do more. And when I speak about money, I speak about, it's a currency, so it's energy, so it's all of that. And when you can start to view it, for me, please, if you disagree, please disagree, but for me, when you can start to see money as that energy and take away the usual connotations when you hear that word money, that then begins to loosen the fear around money when you think of it as an energy.
Yeah, I totally agree with you that money is the energy like everything else is. And that's why we talk, in my first dimension wealth mindset, we talk about relationship with money and releasing the old money story, etc. Installing this new supportive beliefs about money, because a lot of people don't realize that it's there. Like I had a lot of successes with money, and still I had certain money blocks that it's like peeling onion. You always find something that you can improve, and so it's very, very important to work on your mindset, right? Because if you are afraid to lose money, if you're afraid to invest, if you don't think that you're capable, all of this stuff is a head shit, right? So we need to clear that before you actually start investing, because to be a successful investor, you have to be very confident, you have to be very calm, you have to be able to pull yourself together to make the decision. You have to be decisive as well, right? So there are a lot of qualities. I believe that achieving wealth, it's not only about destination, which now I have certain amount of money in a bank account. It's about who you become as a result of this journey, right?
Yes.
So for me, this journey really molded me so much into who I am right now. So, if someone would just give me money many years ago, it would not be, I would not be me as I am right now. So don't worry. Yeah. So don't worry about, not having it like right away, because your journey to wealth is meant to be a journey that will create so many opportunities, that will create so many interesting encounters and,
yes.
And friendships, and you don't know. So see it as a journey and enjoy it, and learn as much as you, as adventure. And obviously you have to educate yourself and learn, but don't feel like it's not for me, or it will never happen in my life because in my family nobody had money, etc., etc. That's the headship that we need to
stories, yeah.
So then I will teach you how to invest in stock market and in real estate.
Oh, so, well, Millen, I tell you, anybody who wants to develop wealth and independence and empowerment, you are the lady to come to. You have been there. You are walking the talk. You are living it at every cellular level in your being, and that is just beautiful. And that's why I've thoroughly enjoyed our conversation today, Millen. I want to thank you very much indeed for giving up your time, for sharing your story, for sharing bearing your soul, and inspiring myself and everyone else who's going to listen to this conversation. So thank you very much, Millen.
Thank you so much, Brenda. Thank you so much. It's my pleasure. My pleasure.
Thank you. Namaste. Namaste.
Namaste.